Well, good afternoon, YouTube. This is Chuck, and today I'm coming to you from the bridge over Interstate 40 at Williams, Arizona. Now, there's 3 interchanges at Williams, and this one is actually the one from on the west side. And we're going to take you through town, and we're going to tell you a little bit about Williams, and it's going to add my windshield tour series. It's kind of late in the afternoon here, so I think the lighting should be good. Williams is about 30 miles west of Flagstaff. And I don't know if you saw that or not. That was rather strange. A motorcycle helmet had some kind of a wolf head thing on top of it, so I had ears sticking up. Strange looking. Anyway, this is the Williams was, believe it or not, was the last road that was bypassed by Interstate 40 when they built Interstate 40. There's this cemetery. You can get a better shot. There's a whole lot of people spent their lives in Williams, and they're all laying right there resting. Anyways, the last town on I-40 that was actually bypassed by the interstate. And as such, as you can see up here, the road splits. Now, a lot of these old Route 66 towns, when all the traffic had to go right through town, they would run the westbound traffic on one street and the eastbound traffic on another street, and Williams is one of those. So they've kept that. So right now we're going into the main drag. It's called Route 66, and since all the main truck traffic and everything passes by, they've converted this to a real cute little downtown area. They've got a little touristy park here and a war memorial, and this is they cater a lot to the tourists, and we'll talk about that as we go through. Put on street parking here, so they got it necked all down to one lane. If you can imagine, everybody that ever went from west to east on Route 66 drove right through this middle of this town. And nowadays, of course, it's this is kind of the backwater side of it. A lot of motels here, a lot of touristy stuff. They've got the Grand Canyon Railroad here that's based here, and that takes tourists by train up to the Grand Canyon. So naturally, there's a lot of motels and stuff for the people that are staying here long enough to take the train to the canyon. I've never ridden this train. I've ridden several other tourist trains. A lot of the Route 66 quiche stuff, we call it. And I kind of like that. I get a kick out of it. Look at that place there. Boy, they got a big Sasquatch there. I just got into town today, so I haven't even done much really wandering around here yet. But we had heavy rain earlier, and I didn't know what the weather's going to do tomorrow, so I figured if I was going to bring you a windshield tour, I better do it this afternoon. So this is the downtown area of Williams. This place up here with the car on top is called Cruisers, and we've eaten there quite a bit, and we'll probably eat there tomorrow evening as well. The wife's wanting me to scope out there's a Mexican restaurant here somewhere. She's wanting me to scope it out. As you can see, this is a pretty tight thing for big vehicles. We've visited Williams quite often. This downtown area is real nice. It's most everything's within walking distance. I'm going to take you both ways. I'll take you we're eastbound right now, but I'll take you on the westbound side as well. A lot of Route 66 memorabilia shops and check to make sure I'm not holding up traffic here. We've got a wildlife farm here called Bearizona, which is, we've been there before, and obviously bears are their main attraction, but they actually drive your car through there and into these different habitats, and they've got all kinds of different wild animals. And that's up on the edge of town. We won't be driving by that on this tour. But one little tidbit about that, which I thought was pretty cool, is there's a lot of people travel this Route 66 here. Whoops. Let me let him out. I'd hate to rearrange his bicycles for him. Look at the people over there taking pictures of kids in the stocks. But anyway, there's a lot of people travel motorcycle on this Route 66, and they look at that old 55 or 56 Ford over there, that pink one. That's a 55. Old cars are a big deal here. They have a lot of car shows and stuff here too, and street rod runs and all that kind of thing. And anyway, getting back to what I was talking about is back on there's a lot of people travel by motorcycle, so if they want to go and visit Bearizona, they obviously can't do that on a motorcycle, because they're right in there with the wild animals. So the way they've handled it is they got a new roller coaster here. Let me interrupt here. They got a roller coaster here now, and that's brand new. I hadn't seen that before. That's just been put in recently. 700 East Route 66. But we're going to turn around right here, and we're going to go the other way. This is kind of the cruising loop here. Anyway, if you're traveling on a motorcycle and you want to go to Bearizona, the thing to do is, well, it's actually the next morning, and I got to reshoot this part because, quite frankly, the lighting last night was just way haywire, and I just wasn't happy with the way it turned out. So anyway, there's Williams, the best of Route 66. So this is Railroad Avenue, and this is the westbound, what used to be Route 66 westbound. And as you can see, there's a lot of railroad influence here in town, and the lighting is a whole lot better today than it was yesterday. The sun was just in the wrong place. So I'm going to drive through town, show you a little bit more of town this morning, and I'll splice this together somehow, and hopefully it'll all make sense. But when we left, I was talking about Bearizona, and I was talking about people traveling with motorcycles through Bearizona. And what they've got there is they've got a couple old Crown Victorias, and I think they're old police cars. And if you're driving through on a motorcycle, they just loan you a car to drive through Bearizona, because obviously you can't go through there on the motorcycle, because you're right in with the wolves and the bears and all the other animals. So that's a pretty cool thing, actually. But this section of town isn't near as picturesque as the other part of town on the eastbound side that I showed you in the previous segment. But we'll show it to you. They actually have a zip line here that takes you right across part of the train station and the old downtown area. The Red Garter here, I think, used to be a house of ill repute at some point in time. The building right there is the old railroad station, and that actually is the visitor center now. Williams is also the center of the Kaibab National Forest, so there's a lot of Forest Service and government related type stuff here as well. So as you can see, there's a lot more industrial on this side of town than the other part I showed you. There's also a little ski area on the mountain over here called Bill Williams Mountain, and when I get around here I'll show that to you and tell you a little bit about that. There's a lot of radio towers and stuff up there. There's a fire lookout. And Bill Williams, by the way, was a mountain man. There's a lot of stuff in this part of the country named after him. There's the Williams Justice Center. I think that's the courthouse. I don't think that's the place you want to go to, Boss Joplin. But here we're back to that little park I showed you on the way in. Monument Park. That's Bill Williams Mountain right in front of us up there. You can see the radio towers on it. And there's actually a little ski area up there. Another place with some cool cars and stuff. The main shopping here, the main grocery store is this Safeway right here. And we've been in there before. And I showed that to you on the way through. So let me come back to you here in a minute and I'll show you some other stuff. Over here are a bunch of the train cars from the Grand Canyon Railway, and they buy a lot of those old cars and they refab them. They have a shop here to do that. It's actually fairly close over there to where we're staying, but you can tell they've got a lot of stuff here. I mean, there's a long line of rail cars there. And this little section of town here goes into one of the other, goes up to one of the other interchanges off I-40. We'll take you up there and show you that. I've been shooting a bunch of little short segments here. I hope I can stitch them together and make them make sense, and so it doesn't jump around too much. They're also a big believer of four-way stops here, so which is okay. That slows traffic down a bit. One of the local parks over here. Big American flag. I showed you when we were coming into town on that first segment there, I showed you the arch over the road. There's another one of them. Lots of big hotels. That one there is fairly new, I think. I don't believe that was here last time we were here in Williams. That'll give you a quick little tour of the town, and got around Rodeo Road because it goes past the rodeo grounds. And I'm going to keep the camera rolling here for just a minute. They got two fire stations here, and I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to show you where we're staying at. The one fire station is kind of in the downtown area, and it's basically just a building with a truck in it, and that's their fire station 1. And then this is Williams Fire Station 1, and as you can see, it's not they don't have any big fancy fire stations, and this one's located pretty close to the downtown area, and it's a volunteer department, so I'm sure that a lot of the volunteers live around here pretty close, and that's one of the reasons why it's a good idea to have little stations located in the neighborhoods. So anyway, figured I'd give you a quick glance at that, and we'll be back with you with some more here in just a second. And there's my truck. Most of their business operations are carried on out at fire station number 2. Here's the rodeo grounds here. And you know me, I got to show fire stations. This right there is Williams Fire Station number 2. I don't know if I can catch it or not, but up on the mountain over there is the roller coaster. And the place where we're staying is right here. It's called Railside RV Ranch. So anyway, that concludes a little quick windshield tour of Williams, Arizona, with a little sidebar stuff on it. And as I always tell you, take care of each other and love each other. And I'm gonna go back home and chill for a little bit. And we got rained on really hard coming in from Flagstaff today, but right now the rain's cleared off and it's absolutely beautiful. So anyway, this RV park isn't anything particularly special. Everybody's crowded in here pretty tight. And the Wi-Fi's not very good, but like I always say, we're not moving here. We're just going to be here for a couple of nights. So with that, I'll be back again with you with another one pretty quick. So for right now, let me just tell you, peace out.